Hello, everyone. So, today we'll explore how Switzerland is leveraging AI or artificial intelligence to tackle global sustainability challenges through the lens of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We're going to break this down using the 5 W's and 1H framework. In other words, the what, who, why, where, when, and how, with real world Swiss projects as examples. So, our first slide here, what is AI? So, take a look at what's in the bullet here, and that's taken directly from our notes here in the class. AI is a science based on training computers in a manner to inculcate human capabilities and intelligence so they can simulate human behavior. So, AI refers to systems that mimic human intelligence, like learning from data, solving problems, or making decisions. Think of some common types of AI like machine learning, where algorithms improve over time, or natural language processing, which powers tools like chatbots. These technologies enable computers to handle complex tasks, from diagnosing diseases to optimizing energy grids. So, who is using AI? Now, I selected Switzerland as my favorite country for this topic, so I'm focusing specifically on who is using AI in Switzerland. Um, you have leading institutions like ETH Zurich and EPFL Lausanne, both of which are global powerhouses in AI research. And they're collaborating with the industrial or industries and companies like Siemens and smaller startups like Latticeflow, um, which specializes in developing trustworthy AI. You even have government agencies in Switzerland, like they'll, their their government railway system, the Swiss Federal Railways, that use AI to maintain their trains and their tracks. So, when we talk about why use AI, I'm going to specifically focus on from the perspective of trying to resolve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Um, AI, in that vein, specifically accelerates progress by crunching vast data sets that humans can't do, at least not in a very quick time frame. Um, as some examples, AI can predict energy demand or more efficiently model climate risks. So, in other words, Switzerland isn't just using AI for innovation, but they're using it to solve societal issues, but also environmental issues. So let's look at some specific examples of where in Switzerland AI is applied. So, first example there is urban infrastructure. So we mentioned SBB, which is the Swiss Federal Railways. They're using AI to predict railway maintenance needs, thus avoiding delays in their rail. They have research labs like IDSIA, which is a Swiss AI lab, and they develop models for smarter energy grids in cities. Um, that brings us right into our next one, which is our smart city initiatives. So you have the Smart Living lab in Freiburg, which tests AI driven building designs for energy efficiency. And finally, you've got the two summits that are very big in, um, in Switzerland, which is the AI for Good Summit and I forget the other one, and I didn't put it in my notes. So here's our next question, right? So when is AI used? Well, it's used right now. I mean, it might have been 3 years ago that AI was something that was in the future, a long-term plan that humans would use. But I would say, especially with the development of large language models, AI is here. It's being incorporated into projects. It's not just an aspirational or maturity goal anymore. As an example, EPFL's Blue Brain project has spent years simulating the human brain to advance neuroscience. Um, and then you have the 2025 events like the Swiss AI Summit, and that was the summit that I forgot about, um, which attempts to highlight these real time progression in fields like healthcare and climate action. So, how does AI help achieve these sustainable development goals? In healthcare, you've got ETH Zurich, which is using artificial intelligence for personalized cancer treatments or for analyzing patient data to tailor their therapies. In energy, you've got the Recycled Cloud Project, which repurposes old servers using AI to cut electronic waste and energy use. Taking a look at actual cities, the Smart Living Lab in Freiburg employs artificial intelligence to optimize heating and lighting in buildings, which lowers its carbon footprint. In the realm of climate, the ETH AI Center uses satellite data and AI to predict wildfires and thus predicts, biodiversity. All right, here's something fun. So the two truths and a lie. We got three statements here. So let's start with the first one. Almost half of Swiss companies are already using AI in some business processes. 2. Switzerland has banned autonomous vehicles from public roads due to safety concerns. And 3. Swiss researchers have developed a Swiss chat GPT, which is a language model tailored for local languages and industries, specifically in Switzerland. All right, let's see which one was false. All right. So the lie was, in fact, that Switzerland banned autonomous vehicles. In fact, Switzerland gave the green light for autonomous vehicles on public roads this year in 2025. So that's a fairly new development. Up until that point, it wasn't. The autonomous vehicles weren't allowed to be on public roads. But the other two are actually true. So looking at a 2025 study, about 48% of Swiss companies are already using AI in their operations. And statement number three, the Swiss federal several Swiss federal technology institutes have, in fact, developed a Swiss chat GPT, which is basically a large language model designed for the country's unique needs and languages. But otherwise, thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope this has been informative on Switzerland and its usage of artificial intelligence from the perspective of achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.